In the last video, you built a single DBT model and ran your first test. Today we go further. We're going to chain multiple models together into a real, layered pipeline, the same pattern used in production DBT projects everywhere, and by the end, you'll have generated DBT's built-in documentation site for the whole thing. Let's build something real. This is exactly the kind of pipeline you'll find at the heart of most production data teams, just usually with more models in each layer. Almost every mature DBT project organizes its models into 3 layers. Staging models sit closest to the raw data, doing light cleanup, one staging model per source table, exactly like the stage orders model we built last time. Intermediate models sit in the middle, joining staging models together and applying real business logic. And marts sit at the top, the final, business-facing tables that dashboards and reports actually query. This layered structure is what keeps a growing project organized instead of turning into a tangle of one giant, unreadable query. Most teams find that roughly this ratio holds even as a project grows: many staging models, fewer intermediate models, and a handful of carefully designed marts. Here's a second staging model, stage customers, following the exact same pattern as stage orders from last time: light cleanup, built directly from one source table. It filters out any row with no email address, a known data quality issue in the raw data, so nothing built on top of this model ever has to deal with it again. With both stage orders and stage customers in place, we now have a clean staging layer to build on. Keeping this filter in staging, rather than repeating it in every downstream model, means the rule only ever has to be written once. Now we build our first intermediate model, joining stage orders and stage customers together. Notice this model uses ref instead of source for both tables, because it's building on top of 2 other DBT models, not raw data directly. DBT reads these 2 ref calls and automatically understands that this model has to run after both stage orders and stage customers finish, without you writing any scheduling logic yourself. This same pattern, staging models feeding an intermediate join, scales to 3, 4, or even a dozen source tables without the query itself ever becoming unreadable. Intermediate models matter for a simple reason: they keep join logic in exactly one place. Instead of 5 different final reports each repeating the same join between orders and customers, slightly differently, you write it once, here. This layer is also the natural home for real business logic, things like calculating a customer's lifetime value, rather than scattering that logic across staging models or duplicating it in every mart. And typically, intermediate models aren't queried directly by BI tools at all. Their whole job is keeping the project organized. If a third source needed joining in later, say a marketing table, it would simply become a third ref call in this same model, not a rewrite of everything else. And here's our final mart, fact customer orders, which aggregates that joined data into exactly the shape a business user actually wants: 1 row per customer, with their total order count and lifetime value. This is the table a real BI dashboard would query directly. Notice the naming convention too: FCT for a fact table. That small habit alone makes a large project's mart layer far easier to navigate later. As a project grows to dozens of models, this discipline is really the only thing standing between a codebus you can reason about and one nobody wants to touch. Tests aren't only something you write at the staging layer. The mart we just built gets its own tests too, checking that customer ID is unique and non-null, and that lifetime value is never null. This matters because aggregation can introduce entirely new problems. A join or a group by can silently produce duplicate rows in a way no staging level test would ever catch, so testing at every layer, not just the first one, is what actually keeps a pipeline trustworthy end to end. Put all 5 models together, and here's the full pipeline we just built. 2 raw source tables, flowing into 2 staging models, flowing into 1 intermediate model, flowing into 1 final mart, which a BI dashboard queries directly. This entire chain, from raw data to finished business table, is defined purely through ref and source calls. You never had to write down the order things should run in. DBT figured that out entirely on its own, just from reading your models. One command, dbt run, built all 5 models automatically, in exactly the right order, every time. Notice the mart is materialized as a table rather than a view, a common choice for final, frequently queried marts, since it trades a little extra storage for much faster read performance. This is the same dbt run command from last video. The only thing that changed is how many models it now understands how to build. In a larger project, this same graph might have dozens of staging models and several intermediate layers, but the underlying idea never changes. DBT has documentation built directly into the same files you're already writing. Adding a description to a model, and to each of its columns, happens right inside schema.yml, the exact same file where you define tests. This is a small amount of extra effort that pays off enormously, because it's what turns a model from something only its original author understands into something the whole company can look up and understand on their own. The 2-command simplicity here is deliberate. DBT Labs designed documentation to require almost no extra workflow beyond what you're already doing to build the pipeline itself. Generating that documentation site takes exactly 2 commands. DBT Docs Generate builds the site directly from your project, pulling in every description and every test you've written. And DBT Docs Serve launches it locally in your browser. There's no separate wiki to keep updated by hand, no documentation tool that quietly drifts out of sync with the actual code. The documentation is generated from the same source of truth as the pipeline itself. Once it's running, the docs site gives you a full, interactive lineage graph. Click on any model, and you see exactly which sources feed into it, and which models depend on it further downstream. The same dependency graph DBT uses internally to decide run order. Every description and every test you've written shows up in one searchable place, so a new team member can look up a table and immediately understand what it means and how it's being validated. And because it's generated directly from your project, it can never quietly drift out of date the way a wiki page usually does. Most teams treat the docs site as the first stop for any new hire, well before they ever open a single SQL file directly. Look at what you just built. A real, layered pipeline, with staging, intermediate, and mart models, chained together purely through ref, with DBT figuring out the correct run order entirely on its own. A model that joins 2 other models together, your first real taste of business logic living inside a DBT project. And a generated documentation site, with descriptions, tests, and a full interactive lineage graph, built from nothing but the project you already had. Between the layered pipeline and the generated documentation, you now have something that looks and behaves like a real, professional analytics engineering project. You now have a real, multi-layer DBT pipeline, fully documented. In the next video, we'll cover scheduling this pipeline to run automatically, deploying it safely, and the basics of testing changes before they reach production. If this helped, subscribe so you don't miss it, and try adding a second mart of your own before then. See you in the next one.